The president taking on members of the Freedom Caucus, telling them to get on board or face the consequences. This after their opposition played a major role in Republicans' failed attempt to repeal and replace Obamacare a week ago today. Freedom Caucus member Justin Amash tweeting the following: did not vote for swamp care because it's just another version of Obamacare and just as dysfunctional, which is pretty hard to pull off. End tweet. With me now, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich. Great to have you back on the program, and thank you for your time.
It's always good to be with you, Bill.
I want to dissect this in a very straightforward way, okay? Take it up to 35,000 feet. How do you believe the White House and the president should manage this?
Well, I think, first of all, they ought to look at the bigger picture. They've got to find a way to get to a governing majority in the House and Senate. I actually think the bill last Friday was a disaster in terms of just popular support. Only 17% of the country favored it. You don't vote on bills that have 4 out of 5 people opposed to it or not favoring it. So I think they got to look at a much longer strategy. I don't think they can rush this through. It took Reagan 8 months to pass a tax cut that gave away money. It took us 18 months to pass welfare reform that was 90% approval. And it took Pelosi and Obama 8 months to pass Obamacare. So slow down, take a deep breath, write a bill that works. You just had the report that, Anthem is pulling out of Obamacare. In rural America, we should be able to write a bill that gets Democrats to vote for it. And I think they've got to rethink what they're doing. Having the start of this administration, in an ironic way, the people who were the most pro-Trump for the nomination are now in a fight, and the people who are the most anti-Trump are now on Trump's side against the people who are the most pro-Trump. That's a little strange.
A little strange. You need a flow chart for that. Adam Kinzinger, Republican from Illinois, filed an opinion piece with the New York Times today. In part, he said, not a member of the Freedom Caucus, by the way, he said the Freedom Caucus fully understood that its last-minute demands would doom the bill. The vote was going to fail. This is a common tactic by the group. Over the years, the caucus has repeatedly demanded more while refusing to compromise. This is fratricide here. How should the conservatives manage this now? What would be your advice to them from 35,000 feet?
My advice to them is to not get in a fight with the president. He's the guy they were for. He's still the guy they're for. So don't take the bait. Focus on policy. Focus on philosophy. Offer better ideas. And look, this is a legitimate, healthy argument. I don't mind a governing majority party that has different viewpoints inside the same party. They ought to argue it out on principle. They ought to argue it out on philosophy, not personality.
Well, their principle
and see if we can't come to an even better future.
It wasn't conservative enough for them. Do you agree?
Right. And I think they've got to say, here's how they would solve the problem and take it to the country and see if people buy it. I think health care is every fifth dollar of the economy. It is life and death for every American. It deserves to be argued out in public, not somewhere in Washington in secret. And we ought to have a real dialogue within our party. And frankly, we ought to appeal to those Democrats who recognize that Obamacare is collapsing and see if we can't start building a bipartisan majority in favor of a better health system.
Let's talk about the surveillance story and the Michael Flynn matter and what comes of that. Kimberly Strassel, Wall Street Journal, said the following earlier today on screen. She writes, Mr. Nunes has said he has seen proof that the Obama White House surveilled the incoming administration on subjects that had nothing to do with Russia, and that it further unmasked, identified by name, transition officials. This is a potential crime, end quote. All this debate about open hearings, closed hearings, what was seen, what was not seen, is that possibility, if not that fact, about a crime being overlooked here?
Well, I think, first of all, you'd have to subpoena, and I assume the Trump White House would turn them over, all the Obama administration records about these decisions. There was a very strange decision made early, I think in January, that by the Obama team, that they would allow gossip and things that were not proven to be distributed very widely in the intelligence community, knowing that they were likely to leak. Now, where are the decision memos? Why was that decided? Who made the decision? This stuff is almost beyond. I write novels occasionally about terrorism. This is beyond anything I could have put in a novel. It is so bizarre that you have this going on right now. And frankly, they probably need 3 or 4 parallel investigations. I mean, there's one into what happened in the White House. There's one into the whole process of relationships with Russia. But if you're going to start going into relationships with Russia, you also should be looking at the Clintons and at all the different things that involve money with people who happen to be Democrats. And I think it is going to turn out to be, the more we learn, the bigger a mess this is going to turn out to be.
If Jeff Sessions had not recused himself from all matters regarding Russia, would this be different now?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, I think that you've got people who go to the Intelligence Committee because they want them to know what happened. I mean, Sessions might have some, it might accelerate it some, but I think you have the professional FBI digging into this. You're really going to have months of investigation, and frankly, the hearings are going to lead to information, which is going to lead to more stuff. So I expect we'll be living with this for at least a year or two.
Senator Burr, I mean, all but suggested that 2 days ago. Devin Nunes is on screen right now. Did he screw this up?
I don't know, because I don't quite know why he went down to the White House. He could clearly have handled it better. But let's be very clear here. Adam Schiff, who's the Democrat ranking member, is totally partisan. This idea that somehow Nunes is different is baloney. And I think the objective reality is that you have in the Senate a veneer of bipartisanship for the moment, which may or may not last. But these things tend to become very partisan. And you'll notice it's all being framed as anti-Republican. And nobody is suggesting we go back and look at what happened with the Clintons, who had vastly greater dealings with Russia than anything that has been suggested about the Trump team. But somehow we're supposed to be focused only on Trump. And I think you're going to find that the country does deserve to know what is the kind of foreign influence peddling that threatens our entire democracy. Who does it? And the Chinese, frankly, are as much a part of this as the Russians.
Interesting.
And how do we track it?
Last question then. The White House is apparently open now for Adam Schiff and others to come to the old executive office building on the White House grounds and look at the same evidence that Nunes was shared with a week or 10 days ago, whenever that date was. Would that probably not end it, likely? Would that calm things? Would that change matters for Schiff and the highly partisan public posture?
Yeah, it'll just change the argument. I mean, the Democrats will go in and come out and say, gee, it's really not conclusive. The Republicans will go in and come out and say, it really is conclusive. And you'll be back arguing again.
Mr. Speaker, thank you.
This is largely a partisan fight.
Yeah, I get it.
Not a national security fight.
Hope to see you next week. Thank you for coming in today, and have a great weekend.
Right.
Newt
Thanks,
Gingrich
Bill.
there, former House Speaker. Thank you.